Cycling is a massive part of my training, but I'm a big cycling fan too, so
yeah,
I read all the books, watch all the races, follow what all you guys do, and try and take as much of that, the physical preparation, mental preparation, and everything that you guys do. But how is that having something so regimented? Do you like it taken out of your hands, and that the team says, right, you eat this and you?
I think to a certain extent, especially when we're on the road, you definitely feel as if you're in that almost that bubble, that things are just getting taken care of for you. You've got a chef with you, you've got the nutritionist with you, you've got a coach with you, so you're training every day, and you almost just go from one thing to the next, just doing what's set up for you basically. But I think where it comes into your hands a little bit more is obviously when you're back at home and you've got a bit of downtime, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can stop training, and then it's up to you to take care of all that stuff. For me, one of the easiest ways is to try and replicate a similar kind of model as to what you've got in that team environment on the training camps or races.
I think cycling, the focus that they have on the smallest areas, for me, the amount of detail that you guys put in, that's something for me that's helped me with my preparations for racing.
Every team is going to be different. I'm sure you can see it also within your sport. There are some teams that will go to a further extent to look at the smaller details compared to everyone else, but I definitely feel it with Sky, it's definitely one of the teams that looks at as many things as possible, and in a way makes it a lot more simple for the riders. You don't have to think about organising all this other stuff. It's just taken care of.
I run laps of the track in my head, but I take out the straights.
Like visualization of all the different corners.
Visualization of how I want to do it,
awesome.
how it feels. But I take the straight line parts out, so that when I'm on the track, those straight line bits are almost like free time for me. I'm wondering with cycling, if you're constantly psyching yourself up as you're going along, or are you prepared while you're warming up outside the bus? Or
I mean, for me, the ideal scenario is that, I mean, there's no way I'm going to know the whole 200 Ks of the course, every corner and everything else, but the critical points of the race, especially when you come into the last, say, 10-15 Ks, and especially if it's a mountaintop finish, for me, that's something I'd like to be able to visualize that in my head, and to know what it looks like at that point, and to sort of imagine how I'm going to be feeling at that point and reacting to different circumstances. If one of my rivals goes careering off up the road, what do I do? Do I chase after them? Do I take it easy and try and work back to them at my own speed, and just go through all those different scenarios? And if I can get to race day and I've gone through all those scenarios, I know exactly what I'm going to do in every single one, then it almost feels like come race day, you're not there worrying about what if this, what if that. You just know what you're going to do, and this guy goes, you know, okay, I'm going to follow, I'm going to go after it. And so in a way, I think for me that there are a few hours, especially if the race has just relaxed a little bit earlier on, you have a chat to the guy next to you for a few moments. There are those little periods where you can switch off.
And if it's wet and stuff, do you find, if I'm in the car, like we were testing, I just came from Spain testing, and it was really wet, and I was on slicks, and it started raining, and they're kind of like, well, don't take any risks, but if you want to go wet, just let us know. And I'm kind of like, you could have passed me in one of the S-Maxes. I was going so slow because it's so slippy. But then we were running for a long time in the wet, and that's mentally more taxing. Like I feel a lot more mentally tired. Is it the same on the?
Very much the same scenario with us when it's raining. Obviously, the tyres we're on are only two and a half centimeters wide. It's like ice skating, and you can't switch off for a second. I mean, if one guy brakes a little bit, you need to be able to react fast enough, or you're going to be straight over the back of him. Or the same around all the corners. Everyone's sort of just edging their way around the corners. You know that if one guy goes down, the rest of you all just going straight over the top. And actually, yeah, tomorrow's going to be a bit like that, I think.
I thought it was going to be snowing, but it looks like it's just going to be wet. I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, but I don't know either. I just know I've got my my goggles and mask. So.
what an opportunity to sit in on the best bike team in the world's pre-race briefing. So we're racing really close to here in the 4GT in the World Endurance Championship in less than 2 weeks now. And as you can see, the Mondeo here is covered in snow. Feel part of something, and when to sit there and watch that, and for these guys to win a monument, their first monument, it's unbelievable. The adrenaline, it's the same as racing cars, it's that same feeling as watching a teammate take the win. It's really, really special. Yeah, congratulations to the team.